Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Hopefully, you guys are doing just as fine and lovely. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to have it because we just had a nice little storm roll through, but just like everything else in life, it just rolled on through. All right, so let's do a little bit of review because today we're going to be multiplying rational expressions. So our first example, let's do number 1. We're going to have 4x plus 8, and it's going to be over x squared plus 6x plus 8. Okay, so for those that don't know, I usually just get right on into it because why wait? Life's too short. Okay, so what we are doing, just in case you weren't with me last time, so we are basically factoring the numerator and the denominator. And then we're going to see what items or what expressions can be canceled out from the numerator and denominator so we can simplify our rational, okay? Our ratio that's right here. So when we take a look, let's just kind of gravitate straight to, let me kind of cover it up because every time people do these type of problems, they get overwhelmed because there's always so much that's happening all at once. So I always say, let's take it step by step. So let's cover up the denominator and focus on the numerator. So we have 4x plus 8. So what they both have in common, yes, 2 could work, but the greatest common factor that they have is a 4. So that means I'm going to pull or factor that 4 out. And then that's the only thing that's coming out. It's not going to be 4x because that 8 does not have an x. Okay, if they both terms had an x, we can factor out the x. But only since the first one has an x, we only can pull out the 4. Okay, so now we're going to divide this original expression by 4, and the remainder of that information is going inside this parenthesis. So 4x divided by 4 gives me 1x, but I can just write x because it's always assumed that there's a 1 in front because you see 1x, right? So now we have a positive 8 divided by a positive 4. So a positive divided by a positive, that gives me a positive. And 8 divided by 4 gives me 2. All right, so now my numerator is completely factored out. There you go, big homie. Thank you. All right, so now that's my numerator. Let's work on the denominator. So again, I like to say, let's cover up the numerator. Now we have a trinomial. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3 terms. It's all of it being separated by plus signs. So when I see a trinomial and my highest degree is a 2, right away, I'm going right into 2 parentheses. Because I want to know what my 2 products are going to be to give me this original expression. So since the leading coefficient is 1, because we don't see a number there, we can just go ahead and split our x's. So now, the hardest part. We need to think what 2 numbers multiplied together will give me an 8 and add together to give me my middle term of 6. All right? So hopefully you're like, oh yeah, 4 and 2. Because 4 times 2 gives me 8, and 4 plus 2 gives me 6. About to have a little visitor. I know. There you go. Okay. As soon as I start talking, That's when the cat wants to come in and play. So we're putting a +4 and a +2. Now, it doesn't matter which one goes into which parenthesis, all right? As long as the signage is correct, because this is all multiplication that's happening in the numerator and the denominator. So since we have multiplication going on in both places, but overall we are going to be dividing, we notice that the x plus 2's are being shown in the numerator as well as in the denominator. So x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 gives me 1. Now 1 multiplied to anything is itself. So what actually remains, let me slide over a bit, is our 4 over, or divided by, x plus 4. Now, you're probably going to be itching and say, oh, okay, so that means we can divide the 4 and the 4. No. Okay. You can't do that. The reason why, the one in the denominator is part of an expression. Okay, this is almost acting as a whole number, just a number in itself. So since this has a +4, and that's a 4, we cannot cancel those two things out. This is like a relationship right here. Okay, can't break that. Unbounded. All right. So this is your answer. All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Loda. A toxic relationship. Yeah, I know. I'm always bringing stuff in. Gotta keep that separate. Okay. All right, so let me try one more time. Okay, so this just want to get your juices flowing with the rational expressions before we get into our today's lesson, which is multiplying rational expressions. So let us do this one. Number 2, let me raise that up a bit. So we have, let's say x squared, let me do this one, minus 25. Because everyone's always like, you always do some easy stuff. All right, well, let me stimulate your mind for a second. So then we have 5x minus x squared. Ooh, wait. Something funky is happening here. Hey, mi gente. How are you? All right. So, what is going on here? The numerator looks okay. I think we can handle that. But that denominator, there's something happening there. Okay, so for right now, let's not focus on the denominator. Let's look at this numerator for a second. So we have x squared minus 25. Yes, I have one person already said it. Difference of squares. Good. Okay. The reason why, 25, that's a perfect square. And believe it or not, the one that's in front of that x squared, that's a perfect square. And the x squared is a perfect square. So when you have the difference of squares, we can go right into our parentheses. So we got a parenthesis here and a parenthesis here. We can split our x's up, and then we have to think, what is the square root of 25? It's Nunya is on prowl. Oh, Doc Willie. Come on, stay with me. Stay with me, Doc Willie. Okay? Just give me a chance. You'll be all right. I have to throw up? My gosh. What did they do to you? Okay? So it's Nunya is saying that we have a 5 here and a 5 here. Because 5 times 5 gives me 25. Because the square root of 25 is a perfect square root. But we don't want just a 25. We want a negative 25. So that means one of them has to be positive and the other one has to be negative. Okay? So the factoring of my x squared minus 25 is x plus 5 times x minus 5. All right. What kind of math is this? This is algebra. Yes. It's not a dumb question. Oh, no. Yeah. So this is algebra. Basically, mostly towards the end of Algebra 1 or midway through Algebra 2. Okay. When you factor out the bottom, you'll be able to cancel out. Yes, that is what our goal is, Nanya. We do want to cancel out. Just like how we did for this top one, we want to cancel out. But there is a small twist. Now, if we notice, I'm just going to do this just for right now. If we notice, the numerator had x squared and a minus 25. And that worked out very well because we were able to split the x's. But not quite the x, not yet. We also got to factor something else out, Nanya. Okay? Well, we don't have a c to factor out, Aldo, but you're thinking, which is awesome. Okay? Yes. All right? So peace, you're close, but there's one thing you have to do. Michael, how are you, dear? Okay, we have to factor out a -1. Let me show you why. Because if I factor out, I'm about to grab another color that looks just like the color that I just put down. Yeah. It's that type of day. All right. If I factor out a -1, just follow with me right now. Breathe, remain calm. So if I factor out a -1, if I divide my original, and I'm just looking at this 5x minus x squared, if I divide the 5x by a -1, I'm going to get a -5x. Okay? Here I have a negative. A negative divided by a negative gives me a positive. And it's going to give me a positive x squared. Right now at this state, it looks a little funky, but this is the best thing about math. You can rearrange things to make it helpful to you, okay? Only if you follow with the rules. So the -1, that's my trifling ass friend. Remember that? Never goes away. So in order for me to kind of see things a little clearer so I can eventually cancel things out, I'm going to move my x squared, which is positive, right in the front. And then I'm going to move my -5x back here. Because now, just like most of you guys were telling me, we could factor out an x. But remember, it's going to be a negative x. Okay, the reason why I'm able to factor out an x is because there's an x squared here and there's a 5x here. They both terms have at least one x in common. So when I factor that out, I'm going to get x minus 5. All right. So now this is going to go under as our denominator over here. So it's negative x, parenthesis, x minus 5. All right. Now with this bit of information, yep, David, exactly. We're going to be factoring a negative x, yes. But after you factor out that negative x, rearrange it, because do you see why you can rearrange it? You should rearrange it. Yes. Yep, you can. But if you factor out, Aldo, make sure you factor out -1x. I just saw your comment. Sorry. All right. So now you can cancel. Right. Boom. Boom. That's out. So with them, Now what's left is your x plus 5 over your negative x. And I know you're tempted, okay? Just like that delicious, delectable dessert that you're, try to say that 5 times fast, that you ever wanted, like your favorite, if you're into chocolate or if you're into whatever your favorite dessert is, if you love it. You know you want to be tempted by canceling out those x's, but you can't. Okay, you cannot do it. Because of this plus sign that's in between the x and the 5 in the numerator, that's representing a particular number. Can't touch it. I'm not doing it. I'm really not. I'm not going to go there. All right, so this is your answer. I was just thinking about MC Hammer, but I'm not going to do it. All right. Okay, you can only cancel the x's. What? Only multiplied. Try it again, David. You can only cancel the x's of was only multiplication. Oh, for like the parentheses? Yes. Because since you're doing multiplication and this is a division bar, that's the only thing you cancel out. Because if I did simple division, ignoring this and just focusing on the x minus 5s, x minus 5 divided by x minus 5 is 1. So if I multiply 1 to the x plus 5, I'm still going to get x plus 5. So it's just easier to say cancel them out, but in actuality, they're still giving you a 1. But since you're multiplying, anything times 1 is itself. Okay. Get off your TikTok. Oh, okay. Nah. But still confused. Okay. Well, at least you're not ready to just vomit, which is good. So, Doc, I found this as a win. I know, super dope, Carmen. Thank you. What if there was a negative x plus 5 at the bottom? Could you cancel that out? If you did, make sure you can, but then your answer will just be a negative 1. Because you remember you still have that negative that's in the float. They have to be exactly the same sign, exactly the same degrees. Okay? Thank you, Lewis, for the rose. I appreciate the gifts. Okay. So I realized how bad I am at fractions when I tried to 1/2 my biscuit recipe this morning. Oh, I know. You're like, where is that thing? Where's that measuring cup at? What is 1/2 of a half? What is going on? Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. If we can at least get fractions and decimals under our wraps, we'll be able to live and survive. Okay? This stuff is just fun little activities. Okay? Hopefully get into our next stuff. I know. It's okay. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Shoot. Hell, I'm a math person. There's times I had to pause for a second. All right, basic math. So I won't stick around, but it's awesome that you're doing this. Math and science rules. All right, thank you, Damien. Appreciate it. Can you factor a long polynomial with 2 to the 3rd? I could, but let me see what I got in my magic little Cassius. Hey, Lynette, how you doing? You're doing pre-algebra right now? All right, Harley, good. All right, so now, well, right now, you're doing a little bit of algebra too. So look at you, advanced person. All right, so what we are going to do, so that was our review, a lovely little review. So what we're working on today is multiplying rational expressions. All right, if I don't keep sliding that over, okay? Now you're probably thinking, oh, good God. I'm like, no. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this together. So let's think. Here's our first little example. And it's going to look somewhat familiar. So we have x minus 5 over x times, noticing I'm using a dot for multiplication. This is why when you get in advanced math, like I really think that we should get rid of the x for multiplication. Because once you get into algebra, you can't put an x. Because look, you're using x's for variables, all right? So we're using the dot for multiplication. We have our x squared over x squared minus 2x minus 15. Okay, don't get overwhelmed. Okay, don't get overwhelmed. Yes, thank you, Megan. You are my new soul sister, because really, I mean, when they get into high school, this is what I see. If I want to say x times, like say 2x, I will see 2xx. I'm like, why are we getting x-rated? Like, calm it down. And they always laugh. But I'm just like, no more x's. Stop it. All right, so I have like juniors. All right, so now, can you break up x minus 5 over? Now, this, you can't break them up, okay? X minus 5 right now, they're ride or die type relationship, okay? This is them. They even were so strong that they had to divide X out because he or she was acting up too much, right? But it's not so much the action that's happening on the left-hand side. Most of the action is happening on the right-hand side. What do you think we should do first? What do you think we should tackle first? The x squared or the x squared minus 2x minus 15? You can say n for numerator, d for denominator. That's so much better. Okay? So Michael say, fact the denominator, the bottom. Daniel, Pog, the bottom. Down in the bottom. Sorry. Like my old man river thing. With all this pollen, I'm probably going to hit that note. So down here in the denominator, we have a trinomial that is begging to be factored. All right, so since the leading coefficient is 1, okay, it's not, oh, x is always 1. No, x can be anything it wants to be for right now. All right, but the number in front, the coefficient is a 1. So since it's a 1, I can break up my x's. Sounds like my life. Break up the x's. All right. So now, this is when it gets a little bit tacky. We need to think what two numbers multiplied together will give me a negative 15 and add together to give me a negative 2. Okay? Two numbers that will multiply together give me negative 15 and add together to give me a negative 2. What do we got? My brain already hurts. Don't do that. Well, your name is E. Obviously, it's going to hurt, all right? So Daniel's saying negative 5, 3. Nini's saying negative 5, 3. Marcia saying negative 5, 2. Oscar, is this algebra 1? Yes, algebra 1 with a little bit of algebra 2, especially with the multiplying piece. Okay, good. No, 3. Good. It's Nunya, negative 5, 3. Got a follow for Jess. Hello, Michelle. How are you? So Nova is saying negative 5, 3. Mi gente is saying negative 5, 3. Hello, Val. Thanks for the volume. Uniquely blessed. Yes. Went to church today. Feeling it. Negative 5, 3. Human. Oh, I love that. Negative 5, 3. Good. All right. So you got your negative 5 and your positive 3. So because we went negative 5 times 3 gives me negative 15, and negative 5 plus 3 gives me negative 2. So these are the factors that we're putting in with our denominators. So negative 5 and then positive 3. So this original trinomial, we're not worried about anymore because we already factored it out, okay? Too many people are just like, so what do I do with this? You already did all the hard work to break it down. So now, since we're multiplying, we're bringing the other side to the party. So what could we cancel out? Apple user, how are you? It's been a minute. All right. So what can we cancel out? Yep, it's not even a weekday and we're doing math. Yes, at almost 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There we go. Daniel, right on the money. Okay. Ooh. Okay, she's saying the x's. We could say the x's and we could also say the x minus 5s. Look at you guys. Yes. Look at this. I don't want to ever hear, I don't know how to do math. This is just so hard. I don't know what to do. Shut it. You got this. All right, so you have your x minus 5 and your x minus 5. Okay, they ride and die, so they're gone. But then some people, also Michael, Harley, I think it was Marcia at one point, okay, Nova is saying as well, and Pog, that we could also simplify the x's. Okay, x squared. Let me write it out for you. X squared is exactly the same as saying x times x. Okay? X times x. That's what x squared means. It does not mean 2x. Okay? So that means, let's take it a step further. We can cancel out one of those x's that were up here, and we can cancel out that x that's down there. Whatever is up in the numerator and it matches with the denominator and vice versa, you can cancel them out. So now let's see what's left. Okay, all this stuff, that's been canceled out, that's been canceled out. So now we have an x that's in the numerator, and then we have x plus 3 that's in the denominator. So if I want to write my final answer, I'm going to stick it over here. I have x in the numerator over x plus 3 in the denominator. And can I cancel out those x's? No. Okay? X plus 3, ride and die. They stick together. That's it. X, independent woman and man, up doing what they got to do. All right? 2 separate lives, 2 separate worlds. Okay? All right? How are we doing? Okay? How are we doing? I think we're doing all right. Yes. Over 3 in here. Good job. Not bad for a Saturday night. All right, MG 61. I've been studying algebra for a while now. You're a wonderful teacher. Oh, thank you, MG. Harley, when do you usually go live? I go live almost every day. Not like my friend Lynette, though. I know, shameless. Monday through Thursday, I'm on at 9:30 p.m. Friday at 1 p.m. and on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Okay, everything p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Well, thank you. I know. That's what we're doing, girls. That's what we're doing. So 1 over x plus 1 over x isn't 1 plus 1 over x. What? Nova? What we have? What's happening, girl? What's happening, Nova? What's going on? All right. Now you got me doing, I'm going to put it right in here, my blank space. You're saying 1 over x plus 1 over x. All right. When we're adding fractions, what is important? Okay. When we're adding fractions, what is important? All right. Oh, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Okay. We need to have a common denominator, which we do, which is x. Okay. So the denominator stays the same, but we're going to add the numerators. 1 plus 1 gives me 2. That's it. Nothing more. Okay? Banks! Banks, you're like my new norm. Like, Norm! I'm not sure if you're old enough to remember that, but here we are. Oh, well, thank you, Harley. I appreciate it. Trust me, it's all kinds of wild and crazy around here. If that works with indefinite. Yes, it does. See, the basic necessities that you are getting. Okay, there she is. The basic necessities that you're getting through Algebra 1 carries over into pre-calculus and calculus. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it, but hey, I know I can figure things out because of the underlines that happens. So, while I'm setting this up, if you guys can keep tapping, I would greatly appreciate it. Tell TikTok that, like, hey, this crazy black chick's pretty cool. And she's funny. You come for the math, you leave with the comedy. So, yeah. So, anywho, so we have n squared minus 16 over n plus 4 times n plus 2 over n squared minus 8n. I know I'm trying to give you my nice handwriting as best as I can, considering I've been tutoring most of the day. Gets a little cray. All right, what is the purpose of all this? I know, Keith. What kind of job do you need this for? I know, Keith. Trust me. See, back in the day when we didn't have all this great necessities and these great resources called, 1, a calculator, 2, a phone, which is basically a walking computer, right? But they still have the basic necessities that they want us to learn. So I know there's a lot of people that want to move up and strive hard, but the only thing that gets in the way is the mathematics. And I told you, well, last week, you probably weren't here, that there were some people that one was an adult and one was a 10th grader, and they could not add, subtract, multiply, or divide decimals and fractions. I had a headache for like 2 days. So my whole thing is, I don't know what you want to get yourself in life. All I know is I don't want this to be the barrier that stops you from doing what you want to do. Because anytime you know it, they have this on the SAT, they have it on the ACT. Now they're slowly but surely putting it on interviews. I heard someone had to do algebra for an interview, and I forgot what she was going for. But then I have my electricians. There's algebra in that entry level. In order to be a masoner, you have to do algebra. That's on your, what do they call it? Internships, scholarship, not scholarships. What are they called? With the electricians and the plumbers. And there's a test that they have to take. I forgot what it was called, and I totally helped a couple other kids with it. And even the ASVAB to get into the military. Like, the higher your score, the better opportunities you're going to have, and possibly the more money you're going to get. So here's my thing, and I'm not tooting my own horn. Sometimes I do feel like a hypocrite, but I'd rather you say, oh, I've seen this before, than say to yourself, what the hell is that? Okay? So I try to teach as much math and try to make it as fun and simple as I can possible. And if it's too much for you, hey, it was great that you stopped by. But my whole thing is, I want to make sure that I'm helping somebody to get through a barrier and is no longer passing their math phobia onto their students or onto their kids. All right? Okay, off the soapbox. California! Apprentice, thank you, user. And some other people said that too. I usually close my eyes when I go on my little soapbox antics. User and Michael, thank you. Apprenticeship. That's what it is. Okay. All right. So, back on it. Hopefully you guys were doing some stuff. Well, Keith, here's my thing. Do you want to do the jobs that they're doing? And that'll be the last of what I'm going to say. Okay? All I know is if anybody wants to work the job and they do the job to the best of their ability, let them do it. Okay? All right. Back to the math. All right. So, first factor, the difference of square. Thank you, Daniel. All right. So, we are looking at the numerator of that first one. So, let me cover up. Sorry. Just for a moment. Just going to cover it just a second so it won't be overwhelming. All right. So, we're going to split our ends. And then square root of 16 will give me what? Yeah. And thank you, Isaac, for saying that. Because there's a lot of students. I have a lot of students that are English as a second language. Trust me, it was very interesting. It takes the patience of Job, man. The patience of Job. But then you have to stop and think what they're going through and the fact that they want to learn more so than the kids that are born and raised sometimes. Where we are, 4 and -4. Thank you. But hey, we're here. It's a Friday night. And this is going to be over my n plus 4. Okay. All right. Okay. Nice. All right. Here we go. You're going to use this in calculus. Oh, yes. Statistics. Oh, yeah. Yes. Always learn and keep your mind sharp. Thank you, Fish. I haven't had a friend named... Wait. Fish, are you from Philly? Because I had a friend named Fish many, many moons ago. It'll be funny if you are him. Now, the second ratio, the numerator, we can keep it exactly the same. We have our n plus 2. But my denominator, let me cover up. Okay, we can factor that out into 2 parentheses. Okay. All right. So I'm here. Since you were a kid, oh my gosh. I know. I had a friend named Fish a long time ago. I don't think it was last name. No, it wasn't that last name. But it's such a cool name. All right. So, what 2 numbers are in both of them? So Daniel is saying it's n minus 4. And L-dub. How are you, dear? All right. So both of them are going to be n minus 4 because, for those that are not sure, 2 numbers multiply together to give me 16 and add together to give me a -8. Okay? So a negative times a negative gives me a positive. And a negative plus a negative. When the signs are the same and you're adding, your answer is going to be negative, and all you do is add the numbers. So now I'm going to cover up the original so we can focus on the new factored. What are you seeing? Okay, what do you see? Tell me. Tell me in your future. Call me now. Miss Cleo. In your future, I see something canceling out. All right, Christina, what are we canceling out? Michael, slash away. Woo! All right, a lot of N's and 4s. Good, Harley. See, look at you. You're going to be ahead of the game by time. So n minus 4 from the numerator and one of the n minus 4 in the denominators, okay? These aren't cookies, y'all. You have to just cancel 1 for 1, okay? Now, your n plus 4s, boom, and your n plus 4, boom. So basically, this ratio is now a 1. Anything times 1 is itself. So you can just think of it as they cancel out. So now, what's left is our n plus 2 over my n minus 4. Okay, and we cannot cancel out the n's because they're a part of that expression. All right, only true as long as the n does not equal 4. Yes, old user, yes. Okay, because if that gives us 4, okay, we're going to have an undefined. Hello, Michael. Well, thank you, Harley. Pretend it's applause. Aw, that's so nice. All right. Oh, all of a sudden I can't see certain things. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. All right. No, it's just stated restrictions. Yeah, I usually don't state the restrictions, but I should. But here we are. Okay? All right. So, reduce 2 to 4. Nah, no. Scorpio, stop it. Back it down. Can't touch them. It's almost like you reaching for like, I'm just going to have one more cookie. Smack. Okay? You can't reduce to 2 and 4. This is not multiplication. This is addition. This is subtraction. So these are their own expressions. This is as low as it can get. It's as low as it can get, okay? I know, it's tempting. It's tempting, like when we see even numbers, we're always so quick to like reduce. And sometimes we don't need to reduce anymore, okay? You missed that day in school? Someone was supposed to send your work to you. I'll blame them. All right. Okay, are you ready to do one sorta kinda on your own? And then we're gonna check our answers. Well, it's gonna happen anyway, so I don't even know why I'm asking. Yeah, I'm one of those teachers. I'm like, don't you guys want to do this? And everyone says, no. And I say, well, that's tough because you're going to do it anyway. So, so we have x minus 6 over, or divided by x squared plus 4x minus 32 times x minus 4 over x plus 2. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you roughly like a minute 15. There's a reason why. Do not put your answers in. You can type it, but don't hit send. Okay. Refrain from giving me answers for like a minute 15. Start it. Barney. Oh, everybody's meeting friends in here. Look at that. I created a community. Please sing for us. See, Michael, you're getting way too comfortable. Please sing for you. The heck? My days of dog and pony shows are over when I left. When I left the classroom. None of that. Oh, we're going to be observed and we want to be entertained. Screw that. I'm not jumping through any hoops for you guys. Sorry. Not sorry. I know. Those were the days, darlings. Those were the days. It's hard being a teacher. So stop giving them mugs. Give them money. They don't need another mug. They don't need another mug. They don't need a tray of cookies. They don't, just give them a gift card. Give them like a Visa gift card or Apple card. One of the two. That's it. Just give them money. Just put cold hard cash in the envelope. All right? And a nice heartfelt said word. We don't need another mug. We got so many mugs already. Okay? No, I'm not singing. Sing. And and Lynette, you have officially lost your mind. So while Lynette is here trying to broach me to sing, I lost my voice since I got COVID. I used to be able to sing. And when I got COVID, when it first came around, voice has been trash ever since then. Anywho, my friend Lynette, Learn with Lynette, if you want to learn how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide using an abacus, and you're probably like, what is that? Okay, you probably have seen an abacus, but you're just like, you never knew what it was. Where's my paper? All right, it's official. I gotta clean my desk. It is official. All right. So abacus with the ones with little beads, you can count. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a 5. So you can have a Chinese abacus. You can have this type of abacus, and it just helps you with learning. And it gives you that tactical skills, fingers, tactical skills. Okay, really getting to know and appreciate your numbers. She is modernizing it and kicking butt and taking names. She's got books on TikTok Shop. Definitely take a look at her. So again, her name is Learning with Lynette. Make sure you follow her. Okay. All right. All right. Yes, Michael. Thank you. All right. Put your answers up. Old school fun stuff makes me want to pull my hair out. To factor out the new. Yep, factor everything out, Barney. I want to see what the final answer is. What the final answer? Daniel, something. What's the something? Maybe I shouldn't have had that Coke Zero. Because I don't know where the zero is, because I'm hyped up. All right. Not a problem in that. Always, always. Because you got good stuff. Good stuff. Never mind. What's going on, Come on, Barney. Oh, how funny is that? I'm sorry. There was a person named Fish, and there's a person named Barney. If you remember Barney Miller, I am freaking out. That's the coolest of the cools. But also here to support whatever this is. All right, Erica, it's okay. She's like, oh, I'm going through trauma. It's all right. So what we're doing is called multiplying rational expressions. So if we know how to do some factoring, down here in the denominator, boom, boom. This is the only one that we have to actually factor. So my leading coefficient is 1, so that means I'm splitting my x's. There's an x there and there's an x there. So now we got to think, what two numbers, I'm going to put it down here, what two numbers multiplied together will give me a negative 32. Okay, so we're going to multiply that and add together to give me 4. Now, if you're like most of my students, multiplication is not your thing. That's why I got my handy dandy notebook. So inside of my handy dandy notebook, I have what's called a factor sheet. So when I come here, I'm going to look up 32. And I want to know which of these pairs is going to give me relatively close to my answer of 4. So since I'm looking at a negative 32, that means I'm going to be subtracting those two pairs. So if I'm going to 32, I'm looking at 1 and 32, 2 and 16, and 4 and 8. Which ones do you think is going to work? The answer is A. Okay, Wacky is saying a positive 8 and negative 4. Puff and Pass is doing negative 8. Harlan says, I need that. Hey, no problem. Can we start all over, please? We'll get you on the next one. Okay, so 4 and 8. Yes, negative 8 and 4. 8 and negative 4. Hey, Hunter. All right, so we know that we can do a 4 and we can do an 8. Okay? We know we can do a 4 and we can do an 8. But which one is going to be negative? The 8 or the 4? Which one's going to be negative? Okay. Hunter's saying the 4 is negative. The Daniel's 4. Mihente's 4. Michael 4. Taste the Rainbow 4. Okay. C Dinosaur 4. Good. All right. Because if I add 8 plus negative 4, it'll give me a positive 4. So these two numbers are going inside of my parenthesis. It doesn't matter which one goes into which. But I'm going to go negative 4 here and a positive 8 there. So now, we're not looking at this anymore because we already factored it out. But we're going to take a look at our factors to see which ones we can cancel out. Okay? What are we canceling out? Hunter is saying x minus 4. Do we agree with him? Okay, because you thought the 8 was negative. Okay. This is rational. Well, not so much equations, expressions. But yes, this is rationalization. Yes. So we have 8 minus 4. Yeah, good. So x minus 4, gone. X minus 4, gone. The reason why we can do this is because we got multiplication in the middle. All right? That's key to understand. So now, what's left over? Because I don't have anything else to cancel out. So what's left over in the numerator is my x minus 6. Now, I can leave it in the factored form. So what's left in the denominator is my x plus 8 and my x plus 2. This is my answer. Okay? And if I were to make, so if I were to make any restrictions, I know my denominators. What would make it equal 0 is either a negative 8 or a negative 2. But right now, I'm just worrying about just getting the rational bits first. Okay, we'll work on the domains of it soon. Not yet, though. Okay, that's it. Okay. So what's the logic behind factoring out? Making things a little bit simpler. Make it a little bit easier. So much better? Oh, good. All right. So when you're factoring things out, think about it. Factoring is basically the reverse of the distributive property. So if it's almost like Jeopardy, you know, your answer is put in the form of a question. Why? I don't know, but it's still on TV, okay? And it's still hip and happening. So basically, you're trying to find what will put you into that situation through multiplication. All right? All right. Would this be wrong? Say x minus 6. Then we x plus 6x. 1 over x plus 2. How would you get that through distribution? Are you trying to factor something else out, Michael? Okay, got it. Awesome. All right. Now, someone says, can I start again? I'm about to start again. I forgot who it was. Hold on. Hey, Savannah. Sorry, I just saw you sneaking in here. Who said, can I start again? Ocho, yes. Okay, Ocho, hopefully you're still here. All right. So, going to the next then. All right. Still with it. Okay, I'm not going to bring out the big guns just yet. But I am going to say, I'm going to switch the variable up. So b squared plus 7b plus 10 over b plus 1 times 3b plus 3 over b plus 2. Okay. I'm going to try to put the previous ones on here as well, as best I can. Okay. Okay. Try to dabble with it for yourself at first, using the previous stuff to kind of help you out, and then I'm going to go over it. I'll try to do better time, Michael. I'll try to do better with the time. Yep, not yet. I swear, Michael just does this. He just plucks it. He sees the nerve and just plucks it. Yes, we're going to wait for the answer, just for a moment. Okay. Yes, thank you, Mante. Appreciate that. Okay, 20 seconds and we're gonna go over. I know. I know. The 7 is messing you up. Think about two numbers to give you 10 and add to give you 7. Okay, go ahead and share. Not share as turn back time, but share your answers. I'm so cheesy tonight. Like, seriously? I'm making my own self sick. I was like, that was the cheesiest thing that I've ever said in my life. All right. So we have 3 times b plus 5 of Pog, 3 times b plus 5 of Michael R. I'll wait for a couple more answers. Hunter, 3 times b plus 5. Okay. L-Dub agrees too. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 answers. One more. And remember, question marks are answers as well. So if you're just like, you know what, Audrey, I'm going to need for you to go over this. Question mark. This is a safe space. There you go, Taste the Rainbow. There it is. There you go, Hannah. We got you. Good. You're not by yourself. See, look at that. Look at that. Okay, to go. Yep, domain is all real numbers. Okay. All right. So let's go through it. Let's go through it. So we take a look. This numerator. I have a trinomial. So that means this can be factored. My leading coefficient, which is the number in front of the b squared, is a 1. So that tells me I can split my b's up. So as a couple of you guys mentioned, well, we want to figure out what should go into these spaces. The best way to do that is to take your constant, which is 10, and think what two numbers multiply will give me 10 and add to give me this middle term of 7. Okay? So, if I go and come over to my handy dandy, then we got 10 and we got two factors. We got two groups, I should say. 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. Which one of those, if I add them, will give me a 7? All right, the goat, yes, you got 2 and 5. Anyone else? Do we agree with the goat, Tony? Yup, good. We got 2 and 5, 2 and 5. There we go. There we go. There it is. So it will be a 2 and a 5. So since they're both positive, it's going to be a +2 and a +5. Okay, for those that were a little stuck, are you good with that part now? Do you see why Hunter was saying 2 and 5? Okay, all right, okay. How do I find out with the book? We really got to know our multiplication. The multiplication is what is killing a lot of us because we don't do the cadence anymore. Once everyone got a calculator, they were just like, oh, okay, let's just use a calculator. But then when you get older and you want to take the SATs and you want to take the ACTs and the GEDs and all that, guess what? You can't use a calculator. So you're going to have to familiarize yourself with multiplication. Okay? All right. So now that one is factored. So we don't have to look at this part anymore because we already have its factored cousin above it. So now let's take a look at the next one. What should I tackle this time? What should I tackle this time for this ratio? Okay, so JA is saying the 3B, okay? We could, but we still got some work to do over here. Factor out the 3, factor 3, good. Okay, so let me cover this up for a second. Always make sure you factor everything before you start canceling out. Because then all of a sudden you're feeling like you're canceling out when you already canceled something out, and then you're going to get an answer, but it's going to be wrong. All right. So the numerator, we have 3b plus 3. So they both terms has 3 in common. Okay, not b, not 3b, because that 3 down over here doesn't have a b. So if I factor out that 3, I can divide it by its original terms. So 3b divided by 3 will give me 1b, or just b. Have my plus sign. 3 divided by 3 will give me a 1. If you put a 1b here, that's fine. Okay? Again, this is not Squid Games. We're not going to off you because you put a 1 there. All right? You're just doing what you need to do. So we always got to think, do I have a GCF? Have I factored everything out? All right? So once we've done that, now let the games begin. Let me zoom in just a hair. All right, so just the factors. What are we getting rid of? What are we canceling out? What's in the numerator as well in the denominator? Same letters, same signs, same numbers. So I see the b plus 1s. All right, boom. B plus 1s. 1 was in the numerator, 1's in the denominator. Bye-bye. Okay. What else? B plus 2. Good job, Chris. B plus 2. That's gone. That's gone. Toodaloo. And now, what's left? That B plus 5 times the 3. Okay? So now, my final answer, always put the whole number in front of the parentheses. That's why everyone was getting 3 times b plus 5. Now, could you distribute that? Sure, you can distribute that. But here's my thing. If you're taking GED, ACCUPLACER, ASVAB, what else? SAT, once you solve, always take a look at your answer choices, especially if it's multiple choice, right? So if you got a multiple choice test, here's the secret. Do parts of the problem, take a look at your answer choices. Because if you can do a process of elimination, eliminate your 4 choices to 2, that's amazing. Then you do some more solving, take a look at your answers. If you can see your answer right away, bubble it, click it, do whatever you gotta do, and then move on, all right? The way you take the test, or the way that you take those type of tests, is different how you take a test in your normal everyday classroom, okay? They don't care about the work. Did you push A, B, or C? Or maybe D if they're feeling nasty, okay? All right? Yes, definitely. Because that's what it is. It's a time test. And there's going to be some sections of the test that you know just like that. Answer it, move on. Because that extra time, remember I said that I'm going to give you 1 minute and 15 seconds to answer this question? Remember I said that? The reason why I do that is, like your GED especially, you got 2 minutes and 10 seconds to solve one problem. That's how they're calculated. There's going to be some problems you're going to know right away and you'll be done in like 10, maybe 15 seconds. That extra time that you get from that one test question, you can add it to another test question that you want more time to think and to process. So, trust me, you have to teach or take those tests different like you would a classroom test. Okay? All right. Okay, let's do another one. All right, so should I up the ante? Again, I don't know why I keep asking you guys, because I'm going to do it anyway. All right, so let's see. All right, I'm going to do this one to you. Do this one to you. So we have, excuse me. I do not want to turn my fan off because it's a little warm in this little lovely room that I'm in. I mean, I'm not like being held against my will yet. But it does get a little stuffy in here once in a while. It's not time for me to put the air conditioner in. Dude, I just got over heating the house. I need a break financially from heating this whole entire house. My God. Okay. All right. So here we go. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a question. Seriously, why couldn't they work on stuff and tips and help way back? I know. Well, see, back then, everything was like, I want you to do it to completion. And you're like, why? All right. I appreciate it. No problem. Do you do geometry on TikTok Live sometimes? Not yet. Not yet, J.A., to be honest with you. Not yet. I'm thinking about putting a geometry book or a notebook together. So I know that's part of my list of stuff to do once the school year ends. And I know that's not helping you. You're like, that's not helping me, lady. But if you do need some assistance, especially to get you ready for your finals, just let me know. Because I also do online tutoring. Okay? Hello, Lisa. If you do this better than I did. You do this better than I did, though. Oh, okay. No worries. Well, welcome in. All right, well, let's have fun. I tried to make this a very relaxing, non-threatening area, Okay, we had one little yokel that came on early that wanted to show his stuff, but that's fine. Everyone, hey, right now, I have to say it this way, and you may like unfriend me, unfollow me, but I'm going to say what I need to say. Life is short, and right now we all have free will to speak our minds right now. So speak your mind. If it crosses a line, yeah, I'm going to like X you out. But if it's to the point where you have a good valid point, very interesting, that's your thought process, let's keep it moving. Okay? All right, but I tried to keep this into like a chill space where you can ask questions. Okay, yes, like I don't want this, like Chris, I don't want this to be stressful. I got the music in the background, I'm jamming to it. I'm always trying to change it up once in a while. But it's really like everyone stresses out about math, including me at one point in time, until I became a math teacher. Then I had to teach it, but because I understand that people learn differently, and also people can display their answers differently. They used to hate when I did my exams because I would also do presentations for midterms and final exams. I would have kids one-to-one, either before school or after school, show me what they know. Hey, if I am the teacher of record, let me grade the kids that I want to grade them. Okay? That's just me. What is these platforms? Yeah, see different ways. All right, let me see your answers. Okay, Pog is saying x plus 3 over 5. Do we agree with him? Do we agree? Do we agree with Pog? Daniel is saying the same thing, x plus 3 over 5. I appreciate it. Oh. Okay, Michael R, x plus 3 over 5. Yes, so I'm seeing a trend. Okay, yes. LW, yes. Thumbs up. All right. Okay. Hey, I love it. I appreciate the realness with the question mark. Not a problem. And it's like, is it Melody Ann? Okay, Lisa, I don't know. That's fine. Good. Harley. Okay. Yep. All real numbers down there. Yep. Yep-a-roo. All right. So let's take it step by step. Okay, Amy, the same thing. All right, cool. Now, again, we're multiplying, but we are not looking at the whole entire thing. Let's cover this side up so it's a little less intimidating. All right, and I'm going to try to zoom so we can just focus on what we need to focus on. So for my numerator, okay, cover that part up so we can really be in isolation here. All right, so numerator, x minus 5. So that's at its lowest term, okay? We got a linear function here, or expression. Down in the denominator, though, my highest exponent is a 2. So it's a square. So that's telling me I need to factor this. So if I come, my leading coefficient is a 1. Okay, this is the only way the trick works. If my leading coefficient is a 1, split your x's. Okay, just split them up. So now we're thinking, what two numbers multiply will give me my constant, which is a 10, and add together to give me a negative 7. So think about what multiplied together will give us 10. Now we looked at that before. Good. Thank you, Daniel. Nice. L-dub. Yes. If the x squared is negative, do you distribute the negative when you do the diamond? No, you factor out the negative. Okay, so if this was a negative x squared, we need to factor out the negative 1 before we tackle the factoring. That was a very good question. Good job. I like that. Okay, so we have 5 times 2. But 5 plus 2 doesn't give me negative 7. So that's my cue of, oh, both of them should be negative, because a negative times a negative gives me a positive, and a negative plus a negative gives me a negative. So we got negative 5 and negative 2. Okay? I know you're tempted. I know. You're probably like, ooh, I could just cross that out right now. Wait. It's almost like you're trying to make your favorite cookies and it's not even completely baked yet. You're putting your hand right into the oven. Chill, okay? So now we're going into the next ratio. So my denominator, that's a 5. That's it. There we go. That's enough. So now for the numerator, we can factor that out. Again, my leading coefficient is a 1, so right away I can go split my x's. There's an x here and there's an x there. So now I need to think, what two numbers multiplied together will give me a negative 6 and add together to give me a 1, a positive 1. Okay, if you don't see a number in front of that x as a coefficient, it's assumed to be a 1. Yes. All right. Okay. So I'm seeing 3 and negative 2, 3 and negative 2. Mario Povich. Oh, that's famous. Okay, negative 2 and 3. Okay. So if I have my 3 and my 2 has to be negative because 3 times negative 2 gives me negative 6. And 3 plus negative 2 gives me 1. So since my 3 is positive, I'll do a plus 3. Since my 2 is negative, a minus 2. And then we are not looking at this. We're only using its factored cousins. All right, so now, it's like a whole process here. It's like a whole process. All right, so now we're getting down to the nitty of the gritty. Now you can cancel out. Go nuts. Go crazy. All right. Okay, so Hunter is telling me that x minus 2's are canceling out. Good. All right. What else? Okay. We got Chris with x minus 5's, which we were staring at for a long time. All right. Anything else? Okay. Can we cancel out anything else? All right. I will take that as a no. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. No, nothing else. All right. So now we're going to take a look in the numerator. What's left? Oh. Okay. So we got our x plus 3. That's what's left in the numerator. Okay. Take a look in the denominator, and the 5 is what we got in the denominator. So our answer is going to be x plus 3 over 5. All right. Hello, Lisa. It's been a minute. How are you? All right. Okay. How are you guys feeling about this? Like, seriously, we're on a Saturday night. It's, 9:49 my time, Eastern Standard Time. I'm doing okay. Just breaking down things. Fabulous. Amy's feeling better. Good. Reducing fractions in variable form. Exactly, Pug. Exactly. So you see how this is the one thing about math that I like. 649. Okay. So that's the one thing about math. Everything spirals. Math on Saturday, boy, I've changed. I know, right? Oh, the many nights that, yeah. Watching a TikTok live about math, yes. Just enjoy it. You come for the math, you leave with the comedy. So everything spirals in math. You never really think about it. Like, if you can understand fractions, Knowing your multiplications, that's huge. I don't know why we stopped multiplication tables and everything, but we need to bring that back. If you're not strong with your multiplication, you see this little blank piece of paper? If you want, you can, I think it was blank. Oh wait, I need that. All right, but you can get a sheet of paper, put it into little folds, little squares, and literally make your own multiplication. If you can't afford index cards, okay, because I know most of us are not shopping at the W store anymore, but we're going to the other store. But you can get your own index cards, or just get sheets of paper and then do your own multiplications. Some of them make a series of like positive and negatives of integers, and make another series of just whole numbers. One side, -2 times 5. The backhand side, -10. And just quiz yourself for 5 minutes a day. I know, I feel like the people with the money, just 5 minutes a day. In the arms of the angel. Just 5 minutes a day to get your multiplication together. That Coke Zero is hitting me hard. Okay, anyway. Shoot, that's it, Sharon. That's it. When you talk it out, it makes sense. If you were taking the test, panic. Now, here's my thing. When you feel like you're getting that sense of panic, stop, sit up, because I know you're hunched over. You're not getting any oxygen. Sit up, take a deep breath in, count down. This is the Mel Robbins. I love her stuff. Just breathe in, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I like to say kick ass because that's just my thing. And I go right back to it and just be like, this does not own me. Like, this test does not define me. I think we all think that a test defines who you are. No, it's just because you have some abilities, or it might have been some things that wasn't presented to you. A lot of you guys, especially before the pandemic, there's a lot of stuff that is missing. We're still recovering from the pandemic. Still. And people keep thinking that, everything's okay. And if you also feel that everything is speed up or has sped up, guess what? It has. The curriculum sped up. So it's not you. But at the same time, you have to do your homework. You have to do the practice. You can't just flip through pages saying, I'm studying for math. No. Okay? You actually have to do some practice. Here's one way. Use your notes as an answer key. Okay? Again, I don't know where you're getting all this paper from, but just work with me. Get a separate sheet of paper. Okay? Copy down one of the problems on that single sheet of paper. Take your notes, put it to the side. And then start working out the problem on that piece of paper. Then bring your notes back and then compare what you got. Do a comparison. That's how you study math. Stop relying on your teacher to give you extra practice problems. Guess where that teacher's getting the practice problem? Off the internet. Guess where you can get your extra practice problems? Off the internet. Everything has titles, man. Everything. Multiplying rational expressions, you need extra practice. Type in that search engine. Multiply rational expressions and look for and put the word worksheet at the end or practice problems at the end. You'll be amazed how many things will come up. Print one of those bad boys out. Have fun. Okay? All right. Definitely, Harley. Have a good night. Before the pandemic. Yes, definitely. In my days, they were called times tables. Yep. Yeah. So am I. All right. You are so... Well, here goes Michael. One more, Audrey. One more. Okay. If I'm giving you one more, this is going to be the last one. And it's going to be a Whopper. Extra cheese and extra pickles. All right? And you're going to be like, oh my goodness, Audrey. Yep, you can do this. I have faith in you. All right, so this is going to be our last one for tonight. And then I can stop with all of the soapbox talk. So this is going to be the last time I'm going to drink a Coke Zero. Because I don't know. I feel like I want to fix my roof. It says no one, right? Especially after the rainstorm that we just had. And lightning struck my house. That was fun. And the cat, I'm telling you, I have this stray cat that I let in once in a while. And she just looked at me like, she's so hardcore. I want to be her when I grow up. Because I've never met a cat so hardcore ever in my life. She is straight Baltimore cat, man. She's like, psha. All right, user, there you go. Have fun with it. Where was I in 1972 being born? There's a long story of that one too, but I'll save that for one day. Yep, I was being born. Oh, well, thank you. God bless you too. God bless everyone. I pray for everyone. Even all the new people I'm just meeting. So, Lynette, are you going to go? Well, take your time. Is it Tanya or Tonya? The first or the second one? Oh, I know. The first. Okay. So, Tanya. Okay. Take, especially this one. Okay. We know we're going to split them up into two parentheses. Think about it. What two numbers multiplied together will give me 11 and add will give me 12? At least get that part. Oh, yeah. I've met some of those teachers also, Lorena. I just finished a three-hour live. Oh, I thought... Did you have the same Coke Zero that I had? You were really feeling it. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back. Just relax for the rest of the night. There you go, Nick. Thank you. Okay, so Tanya, do you see what their suggestion? There you go. All right. So that's part of it. So you did part of it. Good. So that means up here, you split your B's. So you got a B in one and a B in the other. And you had 1, so it's a positive 1, so it'll be plus 1 and plus 11. All right. Okay. All right. So now, Tanya, I'm going to push you. What would be the factors of this one down here? What two numbers multiplied together will give me 99? Don't freak out. I know you're freaking out right now. Stop. Breathe. What two numbers multiplied together will give me 99 and add together to give me 20? Okay. Mr. Rich, how are you? Is that Lisbeth or Lizeth? Ooh, that's a fun name. I don't even need the B. I like that. Okay. Good evening, creation. How are you? See, we try to make this into a family affair. I like to call people out by their names. Okay. Silver Forest, yes, 11 to 9. So Tanya, are you all right? Because I'm not hearing from you. I'm a little like just because everyone's chiming in, don't have that discourage you. Okay. Because if I go 11 plus 9, that'll give me 20. So both of them are going to be positive. Okay. Now, are we all factored out? Why are you already frustrated? You just came in. How are you going to be frustrated coming into my life? What? Okay. No. Okay. No. What's wrong? Walter Clark? Looks like it. Okay. All right, Puffin. Oh, this b squared minus 9. Okay. What would that be broken down? Because that is the difference of squares. Not 1 and 9. Because that's a square. That's a perfect square. What number multiplied by itself gives me 9? Yes, see? Ready to come in here. I'm about to lose my mind. I'm already frustrated. You got the first answer. Erase that question mark. So we got a 3 and a 3. But since it's a negative 9, yes, Froggy, we got a plus 3 and a minus 3. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we don't have to worry about this b squared plus 12b plus 11 because we already broke it down up here. We don't have to worry about this b squared plus 20b plus 99 because we already got its factored cousin right down here. Okay, same thing with the b squared minus 9. So now, what can we cancel out? Meaning, what's in the numerator that's also in the denominator that we can cancel out? Okay, it's time for Squid Games here. Let's go. Who's getting it? So Michael R is saying b plus 1 over b squared minus 9. Remember that b squared minus 9 can be factored. Right there. That probably killed everyone's ears. I'm so sorry. Didn't think about that. All right. What can we eliminate? What can we cross out? Okay. Oh, all right. So we got our b plus 11s. Yes. Boom. Squid Games. You're done. You're done. Okay. What else? Mahente, we're saying b plus 1. Oh. B plus 1 and b plus 9. Now, I agree with the b plus 9s because there's one here and there's one there. But do we have another b plus 1 floating around? Oh, you meant 11. Okay, thank you. All right, so we're good with that. Is there anything else that can be... I got you. Is there anything else that can be canceled out? Daniel's already reading my mind, saying no. It was hurting. All right. So what's left over is simply, in the numerator, we only have that b plus 1. And then in the denominator, all we have is that b plus 3. B minus 3. I know it's going to be so tempting just to say b squared minus 9. I know. But I can tell you in most tests, they're going to break it down to its simplest form. They always do. Even though it would be easier just for you to leave with the b squared minus 9. Okay. Got it right. Woohoo! All right. Okay. Awesome job, guys. Love it. All right. So, of course, tomorrow, same time, same place, 8:30 p.m. It'll be 9:30 on Mondays through Thursday because I have students. But here we go. Let's see who's going to stay around. So, if you like the structure of this notebook, okay? I designed this notebook. I was really selfish. I got sick and tired of my students not knowing how to jump with some of the formulas. And then plus, they just didn't have the steps. So I designed this notebook for them. So they can have all their practice problems on one side. They can put their formulas in. They can put their steps in. And in the classroom, this would be great for you teachers. If you want to know how your kids are doing without asking them, especially when they're older, they just grunt. And that grunt can mean 3 different things. So you could just ask them to circle. You walk around during the lesson, you want to see how they're feeling before, how they're feeling during, and then as they're doing the exit ticket, you can see how they're feeling after the lesson. All right. In addition to all the notes, because we also have another side as well for the grid, we also, which you guys have seen, there is a factor chart, and it goes not from 1 to 100, but it goes to 200. Look at all those factors and lovely numbers, as well as the rules of integers, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, taking a look at the certain terms for word problems to help you to change it from a verbal expression to an algebraic expression. Then we're looking at quadratic standard form, vertex form. We got our standard form for linear, also the order of operations, properties of exponents. Then we got a little more advancement with the Pythagorean theorem, SOHCAHTOA, some of the identities for our pre-calc people, some algebra 2 sometimes, but mostly pre-calculus. Then we got volume, we have surface area, the area of a sector, the arc length, the area of a circle, the equation of the circle, okay? And also, last but not least, your unit circle. So this book is really designed for 7th graders, believe it or not. Okay, so any kind of 7th graders up to adults. We do not have notebooks designed for our older students. Most of the notebooks are designed for elementary school kids. All right, so spiral notebooks. Spiral is supposed to be temporary. Why do you want your math notes to be somewhere that's temporary? I don't know how you feel about that. Okay? Now, if you like these math notes, guess what? Later on, either tonight, because I'm right on the cusp of finishing this blessed thing, I am selling my actual notes. Now, it's not just regular workbooks, because I have 3 books total. Okay? This is book number 3. That you can have your notes, but also I connected the lives that's connected to each of the pages, so you don't have to go flipping back and forth. Now, for those that are new for tonight, this is what happens. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I upload all my TikTok lives on there. I started doing this in February, so there's not a whole heck of a lot there, but there's some stuff there that you can help to review. So if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Audrey Codner at ACG Math Tutoring, that will be fabulous. If you feel like doing a Google review for me, that would be amazing. Just type in ACG Math Tutoring, and that will be very helpful for me to get also some paying clients as well. And as I said before, which I'm going to be changing these as well, I'll be Monday through Thursday at 9:30, not 8:30. It's going to be 9:30. And on Fridays at 1 p.m. And then sometimes Saturday, I said the wild card, but I'm going to be solid with my 8:30s. I was able to arrange my schedules that way. Okay. Yes. One-stop shop. Thank you, Michael. So you can get everything in there. Is this good for GED? Yes, it is. I'm helping a couple people with their GEDs as we speak. Okay? Because learning the basic concepts, putting everything together. Also, I have a course that is designed for GED. So if you want something that's on demand, all you have to do is just click my face, my profile, go to my profile. There's my website, and my website will give you almost everything that you blessedly need. All right? So again, we have this, we have courses, but if you can go live, definitely. How to get the book? If you go to my website, there's something called the Ultimate Math Notebook. If you click on that, it'll take you to Amazon because that's where I have it on sale right now. There's 3 different covers, but the interior is exactly the same, okay, minus the work. Okay, so it'll be like a bunch of these. It's almost time for me to order another one to get ready for book number 4. All right, so we're doing all that. Yes, not a problem. And for ASVAB, yes, Avery, I had one young lady who found me here on TikTok, and she said she was taking her test on Wednesday. We met on Monday, and she was like, I'm just looking for a 40. If I can just get a 40, that's all I want. She scored a 55. Imagine what could have happened if we spent more time working together. It's just amazing. So I have another gentleman. He's taking his test on Tuesday. And yeah, that's all well, no, I'm going to talk to another young lady later on tonight. And there's another person on here that is working on ASVAB. So yes, definitely reach out. Can you post a link to buy them? Sure. You don't want to go to my website and find all that? You want me to do the work for you? I'm sorry. It's just sometimes it just makes me wonder, people. Oops. Hold on. I thought I had it already up here, but I don't. Okay. Give me one moment. So, yeah. If anything, this would be great. I have another one for 4th through 6th graders. But of course, I'm going to revamp a little bit of that. I'm sorry, just something weird is coming up on my computer screen. So sorry. I know, and the link is, of course, going to go a little cray-cray. I'm still working in the process. I can't put it on TikTok Shop just yet because I'm waiting for the state to give me my updated. Here we go. Okay, I gotcha. I'm just teasing. All right, if anything, copy that link and it should be able to take you straight there. Okay, so you're taking yours in a week? Okay, so Avery, if you want to, all right, you too, Lynette, thank you so much for your support as always. I will talk with you sometime, I don't know about tomorrow, but sometime this week we'll meet up. Okay, yes, learning with Lynette is awesome. Okay. So here's a couple other people. If you're thinking about being a nurse and you need some assistance with your dosage calculations, you're just like, dude, I just can't get that. Make sure you follow a blessed RN. Okay, make sure you follow her. And then my other person, Miss Taylor from Impact Math 19. I'm not sure if she's going to be live tonight, yes or no, but she does the TEAS test, the ASVAB, and GED math. I do the same thing, but remember, I'm only going to come on once a day. She's on a couple of times a day. So if you need more practice and you need more exposure, why not have more people, right? I support who I want to support, okay? If you need a chemistry teacher, make sure you go with Professor TK. She is amazing. Sometimes she comes on the evenings. I think she's only live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again, my friend, Learning with Lynette, Learn how to use the abacus, add, subtract, multiply, divide. Go ahead and invest in one of her books. I mean, if I can understand it and just watching it and just how you can grip it and just learning a really cool way of learning like basic math concepts. And then guess what? If you're really good with the abacus, you can use it for the SAT. It's not a calculator. They can't stop you. It's just like you can actually use it. So until they start changing things. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. So if you need anything, any kind of assistance, you just want to basically have some questions. If you need some help, especially for you guys that are thinking about doing the ASVAB and you just want to get like some tweaking going on, let's go. Like, let's not waste any time. Go ahead and message me. I will definitely message you back. And then we'll just figure out some time to go over some concepts and some test taking skills. Okay, remember, taking those standardized tests, ASVAB, GED, ACCUPLACER, SAT, ACT, is different from taking a test that you would normally have in your classroom. You do not have to solve the whole entire thing. It's all about making smart choices and knowing what to look at. It's not about full-on memorization. Trust me, you will get overwhelmed really quick. All right? All right, so if you do, go ahead. You can buy the book. You can go to my website to take a look at some of the courses that I have. That'll be amazing. And be on the lookout because my copy of Audrey's notes is coming. I'm working on my one more book, and then I'm hoping to get it all done by tonight and start publicizing it tomorrow. Okay, be on the lookout. All right, guys, thank you so much. Can you do the same problems? We can get some... Oh, okay, some negatives. Okay. Yes, definitely selling my notes. It's coming. You're an amazing rock star. Oh, let's learn math. Good night. Good night, Michael. It's always a joy. I love how you poke the bear. You make it fun. And thank you so much for the likes. Look at you guys. 23K? I am not deserving. Thank you. And 124 people? Please. Okay. Oh, you take the SAT in June? Okay. Definitely, Chester. We're going to see if we can do a little bit of tweaking things. Now remember, SAT is a combination of problems in one problem. Yeah. I always say for me, the easiest was going to be the ACT because it's exactly how you learn it in the classroom. But it all depends on what college you want to apply to as well. All right. Okay, guys, have a great night. And remember, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. All right. I'm here for you. You guys are amazing and keep rocking on. I'll see you tomorrow night at 8:30 where we are actually going to be dividing rational expressions. All right. It's not too far away from what we're doing tonight. All right. Take care.